Okay, so we're going to be making a tuna melt, not the Magic Mechanic one that uses like wasabi and stuff. So I'm going to avoid that because I'm pretty sure unless I use like fine, like top quality wasabi, it's just not going to taste good. So use tinned. On top of the tuna, we're going to use jalapenos for a small bit of spice. We got some dill, cheese, obviously because it's a melt. We got some red onion. You could replace it with chives if you want. Some Dijon, pickles. We're going to do a mix of Kewpie and regular mayonnaise. I'm not making homemade mayonnaise because that's effort. We want it to be quick. We've got some small bit of like Heinz, not Hellmann's for some reason. And Kewpie is very like egg yolky, not egg whitey, if that makes sense. So we're going to mix and match like a small bit of both. And then a small bit of lemon for a citrusy kick. And then butter to toast it. Easiest way to start then is obviously your bread. You can use any bread you want. This looks like a decent bread for a sandwich, so I picked it up. Thought it'd be really handy. I also like to have everything prepped so that there's less guesswork involved, or I'm less likely to stray from what I actually want to put in it. Just cut the bread, want to put it to the side afterwards. Don't have to do anything special with it. And then prep everything else. Pretty much the most annoying thing is draining tuna. So the bread's actually pretty soft inside. It's not like crazy. The outside is nice and solid. I'm not going to use the heel because that won't toast properly. I don't like that. We cut enough for like 2 sandwiches now. And it's all like tearing, which is kind of shit. Cut them a bit thicker and see how it cuts. And it's still kind of tearing away, so we're putting it sideways. See if it makes a difference. Small bit better. Still tearing pretty easily. It's making a big mess. Love that. Okay, probably won't be using this bread again. Look at what that's doing. Fuck. So we just cleaned it off, put the bread away. It's not the best bread. I probably won't buy it again. Don't have to clean it up. It actually made more of a mess than it. It's probably won't taste good, but it is what it is. Next, just slice of red onion. Not crazy. You know, you can stem on, or you can do like a little chip off the end of it, just so it doesn't get everywhere. Realistically, I'm probably going to use like half. Because I don't want it to be too strong in the sandwich. I still want it to be a tuna melt. I don't want it to be tuna and like everything else overpowering it. And then just like, don't have to be super fine dice, but need a better knife. Okay, so I was going to save the rest of this for later. I'm probably going to use it for like a chowder. So, or maybe not, maybe some white onion instead. I'll use it for another sandwich. So the best thing about it is aside from the bowl, and the chopping board is pretty much it, and your pan. So it's not going to cause too much of a mess. Mixing everything up maybe, because you can use like spoons and shit, but Should be relatively easy. Okay, so I'm just going to cut past draining the tuna. So the tuna is going to go in next. Then we'll start mixing everything else in. Okay, so we're pretty much run through the last little bit. So it's going to be, I'm going to dice up some jalapenos. Not crazy. Probably only need like a couple of them. Also, like I'm the only person using these, so I'm just using my hands instead of like using a fork to get them out. I can wash my hands afterwards again. So, jalapenos and our pickles. So I pretty much just do them all at once if I can get them out. I've obviously washed my hands. Probably washed them like too many times actually, because I wash them after every step. You can do more or less depending on what way you want. And we'll mix everything together with our mayo and stuff at the end. Okay, so I have to just like put stuff away because my OCD starts to take over. It's just gonna be like reasonable dice, nothing crazy. Because you still want a bit of chunk in it, you know. So like something like that kind of big. You know, it's not gonna be anything crazy. You can go like bigger strips if you want. You can keep it and just go like a lengthways or your circles, whatever, and just put them in later or like after you mix it all up. And then I'm gonna skip through just like chopping this because it's boring as fuck. So after we've all chopped up, we're just gonna do like roughly choppable, I suppose a bit more finely chopped the dill, just so it's not like all stems or whatever, you know. And then I'm going to pop everything into the bowl, and then we're going to pop in, like you're looking at roughly like a quarter of a cup of each, just so it's not too mayonnaise-y. I still want it to be predominantly tuna, so we're going to put everything in here. We're going to go like let's say like a teaspoon, and then like a quarter of a cup each of the mayonnaise, and then we're just going to pop it all into the bowl. So I'd actually forgotten, I'm going to put in some, it's probably the Zest, and then about juice of like half of the lemon. I won't use the rest of it tomorrow because I'm going to make a seafood cheddar, which I already said. And then obviously like a microplaner, or you can use it for zesting, and then it's got like the different settings on it or whatever. So go finer or bigger. Obviously zesting, you want to keep it a bit finer. And then we're probably just doing like about a quarter of the lemon zest, something nothing crazy. Pop that in, and then I'm gonna slice this because I was about to wash the cutting board, but I forgot about it. And then obviously drain it, but I don't have a juicer on me right now. It's in the drawer, and I could not be arsed getting it, so we're just gonna use our hands. Just make sure you catch all your seeds. I think we've done good there. Nice. Okay, so like an actual teaspoon probably gonna be too much. It's like I don't have a teaspoon measure, so it's like about half. Otherwise it's gonna be really overpowering, and I don't want it to take away from everything else. So then Kewpie. The place sells like this one and the normal like weird squeezy bottle. Get a quarter of a cup. I'm gonna get a quarter of a cup out of this. Nice. And then we're pretty much just going to mix it. So when I'm assembling it, I normally just assemble it in the pan. I think it's much easier. Just use a spoon, scoop it onto your bread while the one end of the bread and the cheese is toasting and melting. Put on your top piece of bread, pop on some butter, flip it when you feel like it's ready. And then you can kind of squash it down if you have like a weight or anything like that. So it doesn't look crazy, do you know what I mean? It's not going to zoom. It's just like pretty standard. And then for cheese, I'm just using like a mild cheddar. Okay, so once the butter is nice and melted, then we go to assembling pretty much the sandwich, but within the pot. So put our bread in. Just make sure you like get it right into the butter. Can't beat it. Proper butter. Don't use like the oil-based ones. Okay, so you can go straight in if you want, but you want to probably put like 2 pieces of cheese onto each slice on either side. So cheese on both. Hope I don't run out of cheese actually. Should be 8 slices. Yeah, we got enough. Then we're gonna go in with our tuna. I have it on like medium high, so it's like a 4 for using a normal range. If you're using gas, you still want to go like medium high. That's where you're actually getting like a decent toast and it's starting to melt the cheese. You can cover it if you want to melt more. That's personal preference really. And then make sure you're getting like a decent amount. Like it should be roughly like a can per sandwich. And then don't let any fall out right away. Ooh. Looks like we already got some onion falling out, but that's not too bad. And this one's pretty stacked. Other one might be a bit more sad looking, but doesn't really matter. I want to eat that. Okay, so then top it with cheese again. Then I'm just going to eat this last slice because I'm not like cut waste. So once it's done, pop on your slice, and then you can like weigh it down if you want. So you can press it down with your hand. You can use like a pot if you've got something like a press that's like kind of heavy. This is cast iron, so you can just like pop it up on top of it and just leave it. Once it starts to melt, like I'm starting to get some spillover and stuff, but not too worried about it. Probably just get like a bit of crunchy tuna. I'm gonna leave it for a couple of minutes. I'll check it to make sure it's toasting, and then I'm gonna flip. Okay, so it should be done now. It's left like an extra minute. It's probably actually even overdone. Okay, that's a bit better. It's still a central side though. And then I didn't really move that one. Just a disaster with the pot, but it's not even that bad. You just like pretty much scrape it off. Okay, so I checked it like after about 2 minutes and it wasn't quite toasted yet. It's probably the same thing again where like central was getting a bit more toasted, but like this sounds pretty good. But it's just that one side's getting too burnt and I don't want to get too burnt. So I'm just gonna slide them over. And we're gonna let that toast up a bit more. These are pretty hefty, like these are and the bread is still just falling apart, which I'm not a big fan of.